Adam Gaynor is the former guitarist for Matchbox 20. Today he runs creative company Creationville out of Hollywood. Session muso Randy Cooke has played with Jagger, Ringo, and even Australia's Colin Hay, the Veronicas, and Delta Goodrem. For the Interviews from Home series, Adam and Randy join me at Noise 11.
I like the way you guys say the words with the letter A, like fat patty.
Hey,
It's a
come on.
fucking fat patty.
I'll start doing Canadian accents. A boot.
I was about to say, I can't believe that Randy's picking on an Australian accent and he's from Canada.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is a good start to the interview.
Nobody
Randy,
is safe.
We have the same person on the back of our coins.
I know we're sovereign countries. Yeah, the Queen. We all bow to the Queen.
Yeah, that's right. But I learned something from your show this week that you're now actually an American. Why the hell would you want to even do that?
Right. Please tell me this isn't part of the interview. That's all I need.
We'll start the interview now in 5, 4, 3, 2. But that bit stays in, Adam. That bit stays in.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Randy Cooke,
Yeah.
Adam Gaynor. Creationville is the vodcast, podcast, broadcast. I don't know what the correct term is.
Yeah.
I've been watching it a lot. It's been good to catch up and see things with my old mate Adam and learn a bit about my new mate Randy here.
Woo!
Yes, because I think Adam and I go back to, oh God, it was the previous millennium, Adam.
Right.
There you go. How long did you guys date?
Next question.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've known you since what, 96, 97,
96. When did you come down here? Was it 96?
I would say 96, 97, 97 latest. I would probably 97 if I had to guess on everything.
Yeah.
96 might have been a little early.
What about you, Randy? Have you done Australian tours over your tenure with bands?
Interestingly enough, I have not, but I have been to Australia. My goddaughter is Australian, and I went for the christening. I went to Adelaide.
Yep.
And then took a little time off in Port Douglas. It was beautiful.
My Australian friends are some of my best people.
Nice.
Yeah, Randy, you've actually worked with quite a few Australians. Colin Hay is a good mate of mine, and
Yes.
the Veronicas, also mates.
Yes.
Delta Goodrem.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, Delta. She's a sweetheart. Yeah.
That's quite an impressive resume of Australians that you've got to work with.
Oh, thank you. It's funny. That kind of stuff just falls in your lap, as you guys know. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason to why or how those opportunities arise, but it's always amazing to be involved with those characters. You know.
Is Mick Jagger Australian, Randy?
Oh my God.
Actually, okay. Do you want some fun facts here, Adam?
Yay!
You ask the question, you get the answer. Mick Jagger's mother was born in Sydney.
Ah!
Yes, I knew
Okay,
it.
more fun facts. Do you remember when Mick Jagger starred as Ned Kelly in a movie in the late 1960s, early 1970s? But he came to Australia to star as the notorious bushranger Ned Kelly in an Australian movie, later played by
Wow.
Heath Ledger in a remake. But while he was at the hotel just outside Canberra, in the town of Braidwood, New South Wales, one night while he was there, after filming, he wrote "Brown Sugar" in the hotel room.
Wow.
Come on.
Wow, cool.
So not only is Mick Jagger half Australian, but "Brown Sugar" we also claim as an Australian classic.
That's
the
amazing.
That's the first
Congratulations.
song on my Rolling Stones playlist is Brown Sugar.
Yeah.
Well, funny you should mention Mick Jagger because both you guys have worked with Mick Jagger.
Well, I did just clear the slate. I'm dying to hear your Mick story, but I did 3 days of demos in Tarzana, California, at with Dave Stewart and Mike Bradford, and it was amazing, as you can imagine it would be, hanging out with fellas like that. So that's my whole entire history with Mick Jagger, and it was amazing. It was fun to just hang out every day for 3 days. And
Was it, Randy, was it 3 days in a row or three
Yeah.
days over a 6-month period? Can you explain that a little
No,
more in detail?
it was 3 days in a row. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
What's
And you,
your
Adam?
Mick Jagger? What's your story?
Oh, thanks for asking. I don't know Mick Jagger, but I did meet him. My favorite story about Mick Jagger was our singer, Mr. Rob Thomas, past singer from the Matchbox 20 thing. Was writing with Mick. We went and played Wembley Arena, and all I can remember is I'm rocking out to a song on my little guitar, and I look side stage, and all of a sudden, in the middle of me just playing and being in the moment, I lock eyes with Mick Jagger, who's just standing there on the side, just looking and smiling at me. And it was just so surreal to have Mick watching me play and me going, okay, don't focus on Mick because I'm going to lose my brain.
Totally.
And then I met him backstage for a couple minutes, and it was very sweet. He was
That's
so
amazing.
I
That's
think
an amazing
the
story.
bigger that you are in that caliber of the world and in entertainment, I do believe you get a beautiful amount of humbleness to you. And he was just super cool and super sweet.
Because Mick Jagger co-wrote a Matchbox 20 song, didn't he?
I don't think he co-wrote a Matchbox song. I think Rob co-wrote. I don't know if Mick did part of Disease or
Yeah,
not.
Disease. He's credited with Disease. Do you want me to pull your album out, Adam, and show you who wrote a song on your album?
It would be helpful, to be honest with you, for sure. My memory is not what it was, Paul. I'm an elder now. I'm an elder man. Thank you.
Here's my Mick Jagger picture. It's my only Mick Jagger and Paul Cashmere shot. There you go. I'll slide that one in there.
Very nice.
Randy, you've also worked with Ringo Starr too.
I have, yeah.
So a
I
Beatle
have.
and a Stone.
A Beatle, a Stone. I've actually worked with a Beatle, a Stone, an Eagle, a Eurythmic. Yeah, I got a bit of a collection going.
That's
Wow.
cool.
Because Eagles, in the latest episode of Creationville, I was learning all about you, Adam, and your story with the Desperado album by Eagles.
Yeah, true. That is literally a true story. The very first time that when I had a little guitar and I thought, holy crap, this might be something I can excel at, was listening to the album. As we talked about on the show, there's an album. And I was playing Outlaw Man, which is like a 2-chord. I mean, I wound up graduating to a 3-chord band, but at the time I was listening to a 2-chord song and going E to A, E to, wow, I sound like the record. This is the greatest. And it might not have been exactly like that in history, but to me it sounded like the record. And then I'm like, I'm going to keep doing this because it just felt like something I might be okay at, because school was definitely not.
I've been a big fan of the Creationville shows that you started, well, they've been going for about a month now, but particularly in episode 4 where Randy interviews Adam. And look, I know how difficult it is to get information out of this guy, Randy. You just squeezed him, didn't you, through that entire episode, going. And the information just dripped.
He wants to go left or right. I keep holding him in the center, like, that harness.
There was lots of information coming out there, Adam. I was learning lots about you. For instance, I didn't know about the custody poodle.
Yeah, custody Monroe. Do you know Monroe though? But you didn't know she was a custody poodle.
Well, I knew Monroe long ago when I saw you at your house.
Yeah. Monroe is a custody poodle, and I just get her half the time, and the ex gets her the other half. That's pretty much as intense as it gets.
Igor.
She's a good kid. The poodle.
Igor.
Monroe Igor. That was so fun. And I want to say, before we move on, that I was really proud. And, Randy has a very unknown skill, and we got to figure out a way to get him either more time or his own show. But he is a great interviewer in a completely different style, but super professional, super cool. And I was very proud of him for that episode and for all the work he's done on the show. I am blessed, Paul Cashmere, to have Randy as my partner in crime and co-host. He has been he's probably stealing the show. Yeah, okay. He's stealing the show, but I'm really, really proud and grateful of him.
Well, we learned some scary things about you, Adam. your Matchbox 20 rider included, well, from what I can gather from the show, a goldfish and a bicycle.
Yes. Well, wait, you missed the creepiest one was the box of Kleenex in every room. That was mine. That was my thing. So the goldfish is the fastest story is I was sitting backstage with the guys and we were just waiting for another show. And I'm like, I don't understand, guys. We are just getting ripped in the press. We're boring, we're bland, we're timid. Like, we have a writer. We can literally ask for anything and it'll just show up the next day. So that my brilliant thinking after thinking all that, Vouv, do you want champagne? Do you want Dom? What do you want? No, I decided we're going to have a goldfish in a bowl show up at every arena in the U.S. and every day we showed up, I started to run back, and then the rest of the band would be like, "Where's the goldfish? Where's the goldfish?" And we were so excited to see the stupid fish. And then Rob took his Sharpie, and he's like a little bit of an artist, so now he's doodling on the glass. And then at the meet and greet, we would give the goldfish in a bowl to a fan, and then you see the fan in the front row, like during the show, having to hold this bowl. It was awesome. It was just the best thing ever.
Have you done anything that immature, Randy?
Probably. Let me think about that. I'll circle back. Yeah, I've done some crazy stuff. I at a show I kicked over a drum set once. At the end of it was playing some Jimi Hendrix music with a guy that looked just like Jimi Hendrix, and that was part of the show. He lit the guitar on fire, and I kicked the drum set off the stage. It was big. The audience is going crazy, and 2 minutes later, that was the last song. That was the encore. You hear this? Well, I had to fly to the gig, so it was a rental drum set, like it always is. And I wasn't trying to be that disrespectful, but I thought, hey, these drum sets are used by different people every day. No big whoop. Maybe it'll get a couple of scrapes and scuffs. So I kicked the drum kit off the drum riser. Cymbals go flying. Drums are rolling around the stage, and then there's this banging on the dressing room door 2 minutes after, and apparently I find out that drum kit did not come from a music store and was not rented. It was loaned by a friend of the club owner, to let me use, and that was the drummer smashing on the door. Of course, I smoothed things over very quickly and apologized profusely. But yeah, I did trash a drum kit one time thinking it was rental, but it was a dude's, and he was in the audience watching me trash his gear.
Oh, yeah, that's scary.
Yeah.
I am really looking forward to episode 8 of Creationville when Adam gets to interview Randy.
Ooh.
Consider this prep.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
Right.
You've had some great guests on the show. Kara Connolly, who I saw a few weeks ago, was an amazing talent. And I know, Adam, you've worked with a lot of young and up-and-coming artists that we've talked about over the years, but Kara was somebody who I was very impressed to see come in and be so natural.
Yeah, she was one of our first interviews, and I have to say, she crushed it. She made it so comfortable and so fun, and just the pre-show, pre-roll banter where she wouldn't stop talking there's stuff that we haven't seen. After the season, we'll be airing all the pre-show, pre-rolls in its entirety. So there'll be like 12 additional behind-the-scenes mini episodes. And she was just wonderful. And that track of hers that I put on the show, I'm just really proud of her. Like, she's a talented kid. She's a hustler, and she's really just trying to make her way through Hollywood. But she, wonderful personality. And I literally did meet her a month or so earlier at a awards event I was presenting at. And at the after party, she literally sat next to me with her boyfriend and wouldn't leave me alone, which in the cutest way, though. She did it respectfully. And I just was like, I'm all ears. I was literally sitting by myself, and, she was asking questions, and I was proud. That's pretty ballsy to just sit down and start ripping into questions. And we had a good friendship from there.
Mm. In all the years I've known you, I've known about your fascination with vampires, so it didn't surprise me that you actually had a real-life vampire on the show.
Sure. Yeah, we had, I was trying to get cute with the new YouTube, you're supposed to do bait click headlines, and I quickly stopped doing the bait clicks. But the headline for Peter Facinelli, who is one of the Twilight vampire dads, I did Vampires Are Real and We Caught One, or Twilight Vampires Are Real and I Caught One. And I thought, and by the way, we did get a lot of clicks from that headline, but I soon realized we didn't have any thumbs down, but I learned very quickly that you're not supposed to do that, because then you'll get a lot of people writing crappy comments and being very angry if you clickbait them and you don't get them for the right reason. But we did get like 3 vampire lovers who are now fans of the show. So it worked out great. We just got real vampires that now like the show. So I was happy.
I was very inspired by watching Rufus Dorsey in the current episode. He's extremely positive in the things that come from his past that he's grabbed and overcome to get to his future.
Yeah, he's got an amazing story. He's been fighting type 1 diabetes since he was, I think, after high school, and he was, on path to be an athlete and to do all these things. He wound up being a super fit personal trainer. He's a motivational speaker. He's super involved in the American Diabetes Society or Association. I forget which one it's called. And he was just, a friend of a friend, or really a friend of mine, told me about his story, said I should get him on the show. And I didn't hesitate, because he really brought a different perspective. On most days we wake up and we complain that we're tired and we got a lot going on, and a lot of us do, but especially in these times. But this is a dude that was dealt some pretty weird cards. His dad died super young. He was not in a good headspace. At some point he did talk, he wanted to take his own life, and just fought through it all. And then he winds up being in movies like Will Smith's Ali. He was in Michael Bay's Pearl Harbor, and, just super proud of dude. What a wonderful dude, Randy, right? He was just such a great person.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's a great journey from where he's coming from to where he landed now. I mean, and that's what Creationville's podcast is about. It's about the journey, right? And in imparting as much helpful and useful information, as well as some, great stories behind them, but really arming people with some tools, of the sort to sort of get, if they want to take that thing, they can do the same thing. And he was a great example of coming from that kind of adversity to getting calls to play in those movies. I mean, that's unbelievable. A lot of people wouldn't persevere, but that's what Adam talks about a lot, is sticking with it, being focused, and all, so yeah, his episode is an example of that. It's really good.
Yeah, the only thing that confused me with that one was that you referred to him as turning his life upside down. Now I'm down under. If I turn my life upside down, does that make me right side up?
But do you call eggs sunny side over or sunny side down? Because I just thought of that. By the way, all these years I've known you, I just have a fun of my first down, up, down, side, down. What is it? Down, under, over, easy, down, whatever. It's my thing. I'm into it.
So the show is Creationville. Is there a set number of episodes, or are we going to see this continue on to Letterman level, where you both have to do your retirement and hand over to Stephen Colbert in 20 years from now?
Yes, we are in it to win it, and we're looking for the network deal. I think that should come after show 7. They told me it's super easy. You just do 7 shows and they offer you a network deal. So we're in. Yeah. We're just going to wait for the call. And no, we're going to be, we'll finish season 1. We'll have 12 to 13 episodes. And then we may put something out for the pre-show pre-rolls, which if you watch the show, you'll understand. And then we may put the pre-show pre-rolls out and then get right back into season 2. I think we're just going to keep grinding these out for a while. I'd like to think this is a new job of mine, and I'm really, really, again, grateful and proud that Randy has decided to come along for the ride. He's a huge part of the show, so I'm really, really grateful.
Fantastic. You'll know you've made it when you have either Hillary Clinton or Al Gore do a cameo. They don't have to act. They don't have to say anything. They just have to walk past you in the background. Once that happens, you know you're on the right track.
I'm going to work on my Final Cut Pro skills and start to develop some kind of a video animation green screen where Hillary and Al are both walking behind me.
Hey, I've just noticed your Australia Award behind you there, Adam.
Yeah, where is it? Let me see. Let me look. I'm looking at my photo. No, do you see it? I don't see it.
On the right-hand side.
Oh yeah, that one. This
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
This one. This was for the show. Thank you. This is for the show. For the show. It was the live performance thing, and it was the I think they called them DVDs, and that was a DVD for show, and yeah, so it's on the wall. It's a little different than I try to put little different things. This one is like the best. Oh, whoa! This is the best one. I think this is the gold. Is that the gold cassette? I think
It is. It's a gold cassette. It is.
That's the gold cassette. That was the very first award. I think it was a $500,000 sold cassette. And then you go like to the 20 million. So you got like cassette to the CD, and it makes me really, really proud. So I put a little eclectic weirdness on the wall.
That looks fantastic.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
Well, Randy and Adam, I've thoroughly been enjoying Creationville. People can jump onto Creationville's YouTube channel and watch every episode, and also the pre-roll episodes as well.
Pre-show, pre-roll.
Pre-show, pre-roll. And I'll leave it to people to jump in to work out WTF that is about.
Exactly.
Randy still doesn't know what that's about.
Yeah, I have no idea.